What's up everybody, this is BOLO. Welcome back to another video. So this is the first in my new Runescape PVM only series. Specifically the Runescape 3 as it's commonly called. Here we are on the starting area. We made a brand new account. The limitations to this account are only combat related stats. And so there's a combat stat called Slayer, which we will get to after we get some starting cash by killing chickens and cows here. And that each Slayer task we get from a Slayer Master will give us a task to kill a certain amount of monsters, specific monsters. As we level up that skill, we'll start getting into high level PVM content as we start unlocking more and more monsters that you need the Slayer skill to kill. The idea of this account is to get to late game PVM and ideally max out all of our combat stats. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna get some starter cash here from these chickens and from the cows over there, and then once we're done that, we're gonna go sell them at RuneScape's player-to-player marketplace called the Grand Exchange. So we're gonna go sell everything there, get some equipment, get a premium membership, and then start Slayer. So we're just going to go around collecting the lodestones here. These lodestones make it so that we can easily teleport between town to town. This is actually one of the quality of life features that I think is so welcome in RuneScape 3. So here we are. We've collected all the drops from cows, including a couple of crayfish I just found on the ground that I thought a couple of GP wouldn't hurt, so I picked them up anyway. Probably wasn't worth it, but you know, it doesn't hurt. Okay, here we are. Now we're a member, and we're getting our first Slayer task. And the first one is to kill these gelatinous abominations. The thing about these things is they're a really annoying monster to kill. They take long to kill because the killing move in the Slayer task takes a couple seconds itself, so you can't just quickly switch between killing these monsters. Luckily, because this is the introductory Slayer task, we only have to kill 5 of them. So we're just going to quickly kill these 5, and the rest of this episode will probably be just going through these different Slayer tasks, and we're going to get base stats for the account. So enough to really get the ball rolling on things moving. I'm hoping to really proceed quickly through the early stages of the account to getting to the interesting content for you guys. But anyway, so our next task was to kill 33 dwarves, so we're just going to get started on that. The nice thing, you know, there are some things I appreciate of RuneScape and some things I appreciate about old school RuneScape. I think I like the drops, the drop table in some ways more in RuneScape 3 and some ways more in old school. I like the excitement of the drops in old school RuneScape is most of the drops, like even from crappy monsters like these dwarves, is kind of feels more rewarding because you're a low level account and you're getting copper ore and tin ore, whereas in RuneScape you get these stone spirits, and the thing about them is you still have to have the mining level to use them, and you go and you mine a rock and you get an extra ore, and in that way the loot's a little less exciting because it involves skilling. Anyway, we're close to wrapping this one up now. So I think most of the tasks are going to be pretty on par with our level, but I'm sure that this first Slayer Master will give us a couple tasks that'll stretch us, because our magic is the only combat skill we've leveled up so far, and we're going to always choose the best combat method. Oh, I guess we did a little melee, but we're going to always choose the best combat style to use on the specific monsters. And so in this case we've had some flexibility, and I've chosen to do magic first, but we'll see how it goes when we do another combat style that we haven't leveled up as much, and we have to fight a monster that is vulnerable to that combat style. So we're just wrapping up this Trolls Slayer task. If you look in the top right there, right next to the minimap, that's where you can keep track of where I'm at in the Slayer task. But there we go, we finished our Trolls task. Now we're fighting wolves. This should be a fun one. Like I kind of mentioned before, we're still doing mostly magic. I'm interested to see in some of the tasks we'll get when we start using ranged and melee. There we go. We're coming to the end of, I believe, our 4th task now. And hopefully we'll get an assignment to a monster that is not weak to magic, so we can actually start training one of our other combat stats. Okay, so we got Ice Fiends. This is the first one I've tried to kill. As you can see here, not only am I lagging, it looks like, but I'm getting beat up pretty bad from this Ice Fiend. It's weak to thrown ranged weapons, and I'm using throwing knives. And anyway, I'm hurting. Their level 30, my range level is 1. That probably has something to do with it. But I'm just going to go and buy some food. Okay, so we're back with some trouts. They heal a little bit, and a couple inventories of these should get me through this task. I only have 19 to kill, and that first one that I was attacking didn't count, so we're going to have to start over. And anyway, I wonder where this lag is coming from, but it should be okay. Anyway, so these kills are going to go pretty slow because of my low level, so I'm just going to speed this part up for you guys. And here we are, Minotaurs. I've been doing the task. I forgot to hit record for the first part, so we're wrapping up Minotaurs now. And anyway, I think this is our 5th or 6th task. I think we're almost at the point where we want to be for our base combat stats. We got a good few range levels from the Ice Fiends, and now we're getting some melee up with these Minotaurs. They were equally as hard, if not harder, but just a couple inventories of food was helpful to get through them. So now we're here at the GE. We have a little over a mil from doing the cows at the beginning, and just a couple 100k actually from all of our Slayer loot. So really there's not much to complain about. We have a good start, and I think we're going to quickly organize our bank here. We have an organized bank now, and now we just need to head over to a place called Mauritania to see our next Slayer Master, because we have hit a new combat requirement. To get a new Slayer Master, we'll start getting Slayer points from the Slayer Master, as well as better monsters with better drops, etc. But the first thing we have to do is we have to go and kill a monster before we're actually able to get there. So we're going to have to go and head on over there. So this is the ghoul we had to kill. Not really tough. You stand just in this general area, and every time I've killed him, he gets stuck right there. You can do a quest to get in the area, or you can just come here and kill this ghoul to get into Mauritania. And there you go. Now I can go in without any issues whatsoever. And here we go. We're approaching our Slayer Master, and we'll be able to get the first task of our next episode. So anyway, this was definitely to set us up for the series. I will try, especially in late game, to make things as individual videos so you don't have to watch them in any particular order. It should just be about the late game content. We're just going to get this lodestone. We're going to get our first real Slayer task. So here we go. And it looks like we are assigned to kill